you. Now on Bounce, it is time to start thinking about your summer vacation. You know you already need one. If you're going to be traveling with friends or family, you're going to need to plan a trip that results in less whining and more satisfaction. Enter road trip expert Tamela Rich, who says it starts by understanding your traveler type and those with whom you will be traveling.
That's right.
So welcome. Appreciate you being here.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
So what is a traveler type, first of all?
There are two components to a traveler type. There are the things you like to do and who you are as a traveler. So we talked just a little bit before we went on air.
We did. And before we get to that, what is a good way to use your traveler type to plan a vacation?
Exactly. So there are 6 basic categories of things that people like to do on vacation. So some people like voluntourism, you know, volunteering while they're mission trips and things like that. Other people are foodies. Other people are cultural travelers. Some are adventure travelers. So there's 6 categories of the things you like to do, and then there are 3 sort of who you are categories. So in your case, for example,
so just tell me the 3 types, then we're going to get to the quiz.
So then on the other side, then there's whether you're more budget-minded or luxury-minded, whether you're a structured or a flexible traveler, and whether you're a cautious or an adventured traveler.
Okay, so with all of those things we now know, you have a traveler type quiz on your website. I took the quiz today, printed out my results. I have them here, and we sort of chatted about it in the commercial break. And what did you learn about the type of traveler I am?
So you're pretty easygoing. There are a lot of things that you're middle of the road about. Like you like food and culture and history, and you're not so much, you do a lot of public service when you're at home, so that's not something that you do when you're traveling. But you like a lot of those things. What was interesting about your results is 2 things. First, you're more of an adventurer than a cautious traveler, and you're more of a flexible than a structured traveler.
Okay.
And the interesting point of our conversation is that when we talked about budget or luxury traveler, you had an interesting observation.
Yeah, I said that I don't mind paying more for accommodations or, you know, to do a little extra. Well, my husband is a little bit more budget conscious, and you always, one half of the couple needs to be that way. So I kind of am like, okay, on some things, but I will push him on other things.
Right.
But if I'm traveling with girlfriends, and I'm like, let's do it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So that's the importance of knowing what your traveler type is and knowing the traveler type of who you're traveling with. So we know when you're on vacation, like I'm the person that when I go to a museum, I always want to read every little thing on the bottom of every, you know, historical, you know, site or whatever. My husband doesn't like to do that, but so knowing that about our dynamic, he can be a little patient with me, I can be a little patient with him when he wants to indulge in something that he enjoys. So before you take a trip, if everyone takes the traveler type quiz, you can say, wait, Brigitte, you're so easy. Anybody could travel with you. You're like middle, you like doing everything.
Right.
Not everybody's like that.
True.
So getting to know your travel type is very helpful.
Especially if this is the first time you're going to be traveling with whoever, right? If it's someone that you're used to, like obviously my husband and I have been on several trips, that's a little different.
You know the deal.
Right. But if, you know, first time traveling with someone, probably a good idea to figure out where they stand.
Now the next thing that the traveler type is so helpful with is in planning your actual itinerary. So just for example, would you rather go to Florida for vacation or Oklahoma?
Florida.
Gotcha. But I may be able to convince you that Oklahoma has something to offer you. For example, I know you're looking dubious. All the state tourism authorities, they're the ones that run the welcome centers, for example. They all want you to enjoy their state. So let's talk about some of the ways that your traveler type will help you plan how to do something in a state that you may be traveling through to get somewhere else. For example, in Oklahoma, they've got an African American history and culture brochure that tells you in all the regions all the things that happen. Would you think that Oklahoma would be a place to get a lot of rhythm and blues music?
Yeah, R&B, no.
You would not think so, but you would be surprised. So they've got, you know, things about, you know, Native American culture and a big push on genealogy. They'll tell you, you know, where you can do. Apparently, a lot of people do roots tourism. That's a thing.
All
and,
right.
you know, where you can go to get your special food, your special drink, all that stuff.
Okay.
So when you and your husband are sitting down and you know what he likes to do and he knows what you like to do, you can maybe go through some of these and find some things to give and take.
Now, if you had said, you know, a state that has the Grand Canyon or known for its national parks, which something my husband keeps saying we should do,
and you should,
or the Pacific Northwest, you know, which I'm interested in, then that would be different. But I don't know, Oklahoma just didn't strike me as. Let's plan a trip there. No shade to the Oklahomans.
No. But my point is that very often, you know, we have to go through someplace to get to our ultimate destination, and knowing what your traveler type is and knowing how to use the resources that the tourism authorities have for you can make a big difference between like gutting it out and really enjoying yourself.
Let's talk about your new book.
Oh, my new book is Hit the Road, A Woman's Guide to Solo Motorcycle Touring.
Okay.
And I rely heavily on...
So you're seeing things from the back of a motorcycle?
No, the front of a motorcycle. I drive my motorcycle.
Driving. Okay. I stand corrected.
The solo travel is the best way, to indulge your own travel type, right? You can, if you're a flexible traveler like I am, you see something on the side of the road, you go,
pull off.
I'm pulling over. But we don't always travel like that, so that's where it helps to compromise.
All right. If you want to take the quiz to find out what traveler type you are, go to WBTV.com, the Web Extras section. We put a link to how to take the traveler type quiz. It was really quite interesting. So it would behoove you folks to do that, especially if you have a big trip coming up this summer. Thank you so much.
Did
I get your name right? I'm so sorry.
You did. Rock on.
Okay. I was winging it. So thank you, Tamela Rich, for being here tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Delano, back to you.
Time to get back